Stan Gibelisco here, from the black holes of Dakota Territory, United States of Astronomy. It is August 21st, 2017, about 1:30, quarter to 2 Mountain Daylight Time in the afternoon. Right around noon, we had a partial solar eclipse, almost total. 95% of the sun was covered. Now, to give you an idea, if you're a ham radio operator particularly, of how much dimmer the sun got, if 95% of it was covered, that means it was a 20-to-1 reduction in the power of light reaching the Earth, the power per unit square surface area. At least that's what I'm pretty sure that's what it would be. Anyway, it would be like a light that was dimmed to 1/20th of its former brilliance. Now that sounds like a lot. That sounds like it would have been almost dark. But in fact, if you use the simple formula for decibels in terms of power, the gain or loss in decibels for power is equal to 10 times the base 10 logarithm of the initial power over the final power. If the initial power is, or if the ratio is a fraction smaller than 1, I should say the final power over the initial power. If the ratio is smaller than 1, then you have a negative gain, and if it's greater than 1, you have a positive gain, and if it's equal to 1, you have 0 dB gain. So 1/20th, well, just to take it in comparison, 1/20th is 1/2 of 1/10. A tenth represents a minus 10 dB power gain, and another twice that represents 3 dB more. So if the final power over the initial power is 1/20, or 95% of the sun covered, that means that the power gain in terms of the solar brightness would be minus 13 dB. That's like the difference between a 13 dB over S9 signal for normal sunshine versus an S9 signal during the peak of the partial eclipse. Not that great. Now, it looked dim outside. The sky was almost clear, just a thin layer of clouds, so you could see the disk, and I had the appropriate glasses to look through. So I could see when it was at its peak, very thin crescent like a sliver of a fingernail, minus 13 dB gain, just to give you radio hams an idea. You don't really see the dramatic action until totality actually occurs, and unfortunately I couldn't travel down and get to it. Maybe in 2024. Stan Gibelisco, proprietor and operator of amateur radio station W1GV Whiskey 1 Good Vibrations, saying 73, which means best regards and so long, which in my native CW fist, of course, for those of you who understand, means da-da-da-da-da-da.